Eidar the Bold goes to heaven. Eidar the Bold was a great warrior who fought in King Harold's raiding armies. He fought many battles and always came out unscathed. But, like all true Vikings, he wanted to finish the battle and go to Valhalla to be with his friends. To die with a great horn of mead in one hand and an axe in the other. There were no new battles to be fought now that the tribes had become one under Harold Bluetooth. He sought his end to be with the best and strongest of warriors, to fight and feast forever. In his heart, he knew the path of the warrior was the path to Valhalla. He followed that path with every fiber of his being, and with that, he set out to find his conqueror. He wandered away from the kingdom to find the strongest warriors in the land. The first he came by near a cliff. He was a well-known spitfire of a warrior, small in stature, but with fire in his veins. This was Eagle Bloodhoof. He was known for not wearing shoes in battle when he went mad. They locked eyes and screamed their berserker screams. Eidar whipped his axe overhead and pounded on his shield. Eagle Bloodhoof started spinning and flipping like an acrobat with his sword as he chirruped and yelled like a madman. Then his sword went sailing over the edge of a cliff. He stopped and looked embarrassed. Eidar looked sad. He couldn't go to Valhalla by fighting an unarmed man. He threw Eagle Bloodhoof a dagger and prepared for battle. Eagle Bloodhoof picked up the dagger and yelled a mighty battle cry as they charged at each other. Then he was squished by a tree. Eidar left his fallen foe to find a stronger warrior to bring him to Valhalla. Next, as he wound his way through the mountain passes, he came across another mighty warrior. This was Gudbrand Rat Stomper, who was known for heroically stomping rats. The two warriors locked eyes and gave mighty battle cries as they charged at each other. Then Gudbrand Rat Stomper was crushed like a rat by a falling rock. Eidar sighed and went on his way for the next warrior. Then he came across the mightiest warrior in all the lands. This was Hjalmar, the Walking Terror. He was known for being a walking terror. Go figure. Eidar squared off with Hjalmar, and both gave the mightiest of battle cries ever heard, and they readied to charge each other. Then Hjalmar was kicked in the head by his own horse. Were there no warriors mighty enough to send Eidar to Valhalla in this land? He heard of a new land called England, with many mighty warriors and riches beyond comprehension. Surely there was a warrior who could send Eidar to Valhalla. He set off for this new land far away. No sooner did he arrive than he found a pesky giant forest troll destroying a monastery and devouring the nuns that he didn't smash against the walls. This was the warrior he was meant to fight. Eidar and the troll gave mighty battle cries and charged at each other. The troll picked up nuns and hurled them at Eidar, who bashed them to the side with his mighty shield. Nuns flew left and right as the two warriors charged into battle. Eidar dove, rolled, slashed, blocked, and fought his way around the troll. They both tumbled into the flaming monastery, slashing, biting, and tearing at each other. The troll finally slumped onto his belly, defeated. Perhaps this was not the warrior to defeat Eidar. Maybe he was meant to keep fighting until his days were done. Maybe there was more to his life than he had thought, and perhaps he did not have to rush towards Valhalla. With a renewed zest for life, Eidar puffed up his chest, knowing he had just defeated the strongest warrior in all these lands. He turned to head back home, and was stabbed with a flaming tree by the troll before the burning monastery fell on the both of them, crushing them flat. Eidar woke at the base of a massive column of rainbow-colored stairs. He looked at his hands. They were unscarred, and his legs and chest were also unharmed. He looked about and saw at the top of the stairs a massive pair of wrought iron gates, with the sounds of battle raging from behind. He could hear the sounds of steel clanging on steel, and smell the richness of roasting meats and massive horns of mead. This must be Valhalla. He took a first excited step up the stairs and found the most beautiful sword he had ever seen in his hand. He took a second step and found a brilliant shield in his other hand. Another step gave him a helmet that must have been sent by the gods. Another step and he wore the chainmail of a king. He made his way step by step up to the gate. By the time he got to the top, he was outfitted with the most amazing weapons and armor. He was ready for the battle of the rest of eternity. He started to cry with happiness as he reached for the cold, hard wrought iron gate and swung it open, the sounds of battle climaxing as he closed his eyes and stepped over the threshold. The sounds ceased completely. He hesitated, not wanting the dream to end. He had made it, right? He opened one eye cautiously and saw white, fluffy clouds. What witchery was this? Where were the warriors locked in battle? Where were his fallen friends? Where were the roasting meats? Where was the mead? Back in the land of the living, the nuns were putting out their fires and rebuilding their monastery when they came across the fallen body of Eidar, the savior. The man who came from another land to fight and defeat the beast of a demon that ravaged their lands and destroyed their monastery. They gently lifted his crushed form and carried him to their sacred cemetery, removing his armor and his axe before settling him into their blessed earth. They sat for hours praying over his soul as the protector he was, named their own monastery Saint Eidar the Savior, and doused his grave with holy water. Eidar stood, confused among the clouds and hymnal singing as his mighty sword turned into a harp. His shield disappeared, his armor became white feathered wings, and his helmet of the gods became a halo wafting over his head. He stood in utter confusion and turned towards the wrought iron gates of warriors to see them turn into pearly gates and lock shut behind him. He howled his fury and shook the pearly gates as he realized he had made his way to heaven. He was left, doomed to live for the rest of existence in paradise. He was not happy about it.